What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's time for a recap of what went down between Colt and Larissa on 90 Day Fiancé's Season 6, Episode 2. The episode kicks off with Colt acknowledging that his relationship with his mom is probably a little bit too close, if not way too close. And he also tells us that there was once a woman in his life who left him for that particular reason, but he doesn't give any real details. My first thought was, wow, did he try to import another girlfriend before Larissa, or was it a local girl? His mom cooks him dinner and they ask each other where Larissa will sit as they have dinner in the future. They wonder if they could continue to sit across from each other, or if he and Larissa are going to be sitting across from each other and the mom is going to be moved elsewhere in the table. Like, it really did sound like the mom was, giving up her husband and sharing him with another woman. Like, they started doing the whole sister wives thing. Absolutely astounding. So Colt then eases his mom into conversation, alluding to the amount of sex that he and Larissa are going to be having once she comes here to live with them. And he's like, so mom, like, I just want to let you know, like, sometimes we're going to need some space. My door is going to be closed sometimes, like, don't come in when it's closed. And the mom's like, oh, all right, now, just to let you know, Colty, sometimes my door is going to be closed, so don't bother me. I might have another man coming around here sometimes. You never know. Really, girl? Really? You know good and goddamn well that you're going to be over there listening with your ear to the door every single time it is closed, you creeper. Colt and his mom then both track Larissa's plane on the internet. It was so cute, like the two of them just watching where it was. And the mom actually did seem genuinely excited about the thought of her son enjoying female company outside of her own for once. Colt heads off to the airport to pick up his fiance, and the only thing she could say is, "Where's my flowers, Colty?" Like, literally, she said it like 10 times in the span of like 30 seconds. They even like are walking past a vending machine of flowers as they're leaving the airport. And she's like, oh, look, flowers over there, Colt. Colt's like, Larissa, honey, darling, they're $20. I already spent money on parking. I'm not going to get you flowers too. They then shoot their little talking heads, and Colt looks over the moon about Larissa being here, and Larissa looks downright irritated, like, oh my God, let's get this charade over with. I've got 90 days here. And, she just, again, keeps talking about how he did not bring her flowers. And she just rolls her eyes here and there as well. It was quite like awkward to watch. So they get in the car. Larissa starts complaining about the heat, and Colt seems irritated when he tells her to just roll down the freaking window then. And she then complains that Vegas isn't like what it looks like in the movies, but that's because Colt didn't take her to the Strip. I don't understand why Colt wouldn't just take her to Las Vegas Strip and get it over with, because that's what she was looking forward to. He just takes her to the Vegas sign, which isn't like that big of an attraction or anything like that. And that is basically that with the two of them. I think she would have been amazed with the Strip. The poor guy then tells us about how Larissa loves him as much as he loves her. And it's just so painfully obvious that that is not the case with this relationship. Like, I'm almost embarrassed for him, but let him learn on his own the hard way. Like, he, these nice guys, so-called nice guys, know damn well that these women are out of their league and they're just as shallow as the rest of the guys. So enjoy that. We're then introduced to a new couple by the name of Steven and Olga. Steven is this young American waiter who is also a high school dropout and a criminal as well. Like, he used to be into vandalism and stuff like that. He says that he fell in love with Olga's accent and claims that she is the girl who stopped him from continuing on with his cheating ways. I don't know that I believe that, but he does seem like a really finite, hard-lined, black and white person. So maybe he is telling the truth there. The two of them are both 20 years old. They met on the beach when Olga was vacationing in America, and they had only been hanging out with each other for about a month, and they were already raw dogging. And that's, of course, how Olga wound up pregnant, you guys. It's crazy to me. They're lucky if that's the only thing that they exchange with each other. You know what I mean? There's a lot more to be worrying about when you're, bumping uglies with some stranger. Steve seems really passionate about being in his child's life, and he says that that's because his own dad died when he was still a toddler, and he decided to bring Olga to the United States so that they could raise their child there and marry. He also says that he feels bad about missing basically all of her pregnancy and the appointments, but is committed to being in Russia for the birth of his son. And the reason that he has to go to Russia for the birth is because Olga's visa is having a really tough time being approved based on the current political climate between the United States and Russia. You never really hear mention of Steve's mom, so it seems like they're estranged. And so he heads over to his grandparents' house, and he says that he's also not close to his grandma as well. It's like, damn, who does this poor guy have in life? But then you remember, oh yeah, you know, he's got a really like bad past, so I could see why he wouldn't be close with his, you know, basically anyone. I think people would get exhausted of, you know, having to deal with him after a while. So anyway, he goes to his grandma's house, tells her about the process, everything that he's planning to do as well. He basically packs up to head off to Russia as well. And he's like, I've never been on a plane before. It's just so overwhelming that the first time I'm ever going to be on a plane is to go to Russia to be with my pregnant fiance and like witness the birth of my son. His grandparents take him to the airport, and they talk about how Trump has screwed the United States' relationship with Russia. And it's also revealed that the reason that his grandparents are the ones taking him to the airport is because he basically lives with them because his mom kicked him out, because remember, he was a degenerate. He would get into a lot of legal trouble. And, you know, his mom was just sick of dealing with him and kicked him out of the house, and he turned to the, you know, to the grandparents, and they're the ones who watch over him. And then the last we see of him, he's talking about how he's nervous to see how his fiance looks now that she's like 9 months pregnant. He's like, you know, she was hot. She had a little tummy when we were together. Now she's like 9 months. Big difference between a big tummy and a small tummy. I was like, oh, you were such a 20-year-old. Bless your heart. You guys, what did you think about the new couple, Steve and Olga? Though we don't get too much of Olga, what do you think about Steve as a person? He seems incredibly intense. I'm nervous based on like our first impression of him and the previews. He didn't seem like the nicest, most compassionate like guy in the world. And what did you also think about how Larissa and Colt vibed together when she finally arrived in Las Vegas? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more. Feel free to share it with your friends as well, and follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.